Hey guys, welcome to Espresso Coffee. I'm Espresso Mike, and today we're going to be talking about fruit-forward coffees and espressos. We're going to be talking a lot about espressos. We're going to be maybe breaking some previous held thoughts that might or might not be true. Anyway, you love espresso, this show is for you. All right, guys, here we go. So, espresso. Most people think you need a certain type of coffee bean or a certain type of coffee flavor profile, and it is true. Most coffee shops roast their espresso to be more caramely, more chocolatey, more almondy, so to speak, right? They roast out the acidity, because in an espresso machine, especially in a commercial setting that has 9 to 11 bars of pressure, the acidity in the coffee, if you don't roast out some of the acidity in the coffee, some coffees are going to be very bright and they're going to be very pungent when you serve them as an espresso. Now, let's caveat this saying to each their own, right? Everyone's flavor profiles are different, but classically, espresso is very dark. More modernly here, and especially coffee shops, especially in the United States, espressos can be more medium and be a lot more flavorful, right? Sometimes you'll see people do blonde espressos, and there's a whole another segment on that. But long story short, do fruity coffees make good espressos? We're gonna try to figure that out today. I did a video recently where I roasted an Ethiopian coffee. This coffee right here, as notes of raspberry, Ethiopian coffees are typically very fruit forward. Some of them can be, obviously, blueberry, etc. I did an AI generated roast profile, and it shocked me how fruity it was compared to just a medium roast of this coffee. So we're gonna try it as an espresso, and I think it's gonna be like over the top. But here we go, let's break down fruit forward espressos. So here's the thing, guys, and if you want to learn more about espresso, obviously make sure you subscribe. I do a segment, a whole playlist called Espresso Mike, where we dive into the world of espresso. If I'm wearing an Italian soccer jersey, I'm either trying or talking espresso, right? Second week of the season, by the way. Is Como going to be a surprise squad? Anyway, I don't know. I picked AC Milan to win it. We shall see. But Juventus looks pretty good. Anyway, here we go. When you're buying coffee for espresso, you might want to look not at the roast level, but also at the profile, right? Is it a coffee that's very high, or if they have an acidity kind of meter on it? Is it a coffee with a lot of acidity in it? Is it a coffee with a lot of bright fruit flavors? Because that could give you a very, very overpowering sweet, like too sweet espresso. Keep in mind, if you're doing this at home, a lot of home espresso machines do not have the pumping power as a commercial espresso machine, so they're just not going to pull out those flavors as well as you would in a specialty coffee shop. So keep that in mind. But really consider the flavors just as much as the roast level when it comes to buying bags of coffee that you're going to use as espresso. Reversely, since the coffee prices are going up, I feel inclined to tell you this. Espressos can be made as coffees, like the house espresso is sometimes the best deal in coffee. If you take it home, it's typically one of the cheaper because you need to make a bulk volume of it. It's normally a pretty neat blend of beans. Espresso is almost always a blend of beans. This is going to be single origin, so yeah, it's going to be different. But anyway, long story short, I digress. But the reverse side of this is espresso's beans that most coffee shops use as their beans typically a really good deal and produces a nice cup of coffee when you make it as a pour over or drip coffee. But we're talking about fruit-forward coffees as espresso. Are they any good? What do I think about it? Here we go. We're going to try this one, and let's see just how fruit-forward it is. All right, so here we go. This is a fruit-forward. It's Ethiopian natural coffee. So it's a natural processed coffee. It's going to be sweeter by definition. It's pretty high acidity, at least on the higher side, and, of course, has lots of raspberry. And I did a specific roast to bring out the fruit flavors. This should be very, very unappealing as an espresso, but we shall see. Nice crema. Is it drinkable? 100%. Does it have the long-lasting complexity? No. Is it fruit-forward? Yes. Do the tasting notes of this coffee, which are marshmallow and raspberry, pop out? They do. So it is actually drinkable. Sweet, 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 sweet. The sweetness overpowers the other flavors. But I'm really surprised how you can still taste the marshmallow in this. So here's what I think about medium roast or fruit-forward coffees as espressos. The number one thing you want to watch out for is acidity in these coffees. and just how fruit forward they are, right? You can ask the barista, how fruity is this? If it's really on the high side of acidity and really on the high side of fruit, it's probably not going to make a great espresso or even a drinkable espresso. Again, to each their own, everyone's taste profiles are different. But if it's mildly fruity and it's mildly acidic, even this one is borderline, I could do this a couple times. But you do get the fruit flavors, and you're not going to have that richer, nuttier, peanut butter, chocolatey, caramel, burnt sugar, classic espresso taste. So keep that in mind. Be cautious when you're buying fruit-forward coffees, more acidic coffees, and trying them as espresso. The espresso machine is going to pull those flavors out and typically make them a little too sweet. All right, guys, if you have any questions about espressos and roast levels on espressos, make sure you leave those in the comments, and I'll do a video on this. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Live inspired.